I'm excited to dig into what characters on TV are actually toxic AF, even if we're like, oh, they're so sweet. I love this topic because I feel like the most horrible dates I've ever been on have been guys who are like, I'm really a good guy. Okay, if you're really a good guy, why do you have to keep saying it? Batman. Billionaire that could create jobs, eradicate poverty, and all but eliminate crime, but dresses like a bat and gives unneeded medical bills to people just trying to feed their families through less than conventional means. He's a billionaire. If Elon Musk wasn't evil, like, think how much Elon could do to make our country better. And same with Batman. Dude, you have all the power. You are one of the most powerful people in Gotham City, and your only way of contributing is dressing as a bat to, like, solve these minor problems. You could do so much more. The dad, Robin Williams in Mrs. Doubtfire. Imagine when those kids grow up and they have to tell their friends, what was your dad like? Oh, well, actually, he dressed as a woman and pretended to be our nanny. So much therapy. Levels and levels of therapy. Jim Halpert bullied the autistic guy in the office, left his job because a woman he was friends with rejected his advances, and dumped his girlfriend when the previous woman became available. Dwight was bizarre, but remember when Randall Park, like, pretended to be Jim? Jim did horrible things to Dwight, and Dwight was just really into selling paper and beats bears in Battlestar Galactica. What can we hate about someone who just really knows what he loves? Jim, the guy raised by two incredibly toxic brothers, yet still learned to be chivalrous, the guy who convinced Pam to finally leave an emotionally traumatic relationship, the guy who was the perfect sales partner to Dwight and befriended a boss no one else would befriend. Someone wrote back, chivalrous is nice guy coded for deserving love. It's overrated. He didn't convince Pam to do anything. He ran off to another office and she finally decided to end it with Roy when he turned violent. He didn't befriend Michael. Michael befriended him despite him being a bad person to him and to everyone in the office. Jim's a smug piece of... Yikes! I didn't watch all the seasons, so I can't really weigh in on this, but I think he did some good things, but he also did some really toxic things. Men who say I'm the good guy, that's exactly what I was saying. If you have to repeatedly say that you're a good guy, why do you need to keep repeating it? It's not about saying it, it's showing it. So anyone who feels they have to say it repeatedly, they are projecting, and they actually deep down know that they're not good and they're trying to justify their behavior. Aiden from Sex and the City, I'm flabbergasted when women fawn over how he was such a catch. My favorite is when he made her a chair. Oh my gosh, someone says, haha, I absolutely loved him until the episode where he fell asleep with a bucket of chicken on his lap and asked her to rub his belly. Yeah, I'm out. That's the ick. That's just the ick. Someone says, thank you, so possessive. Did not at all give her space. He was the ick to me. He saw Carrie as, like, this specific thing, and he, like, put her on this glass platter, and he didn't really see Carrie as, like, the true person he was, and I think that's toxic. Someone wrote the one who dumped her by Post-it, and so wrote, no, Jack Berger, Roy Livingston dumped her by Post-it. Iconic scene. Anyone who's dumping you by Post-it note, toxic, hands down. Ross, so funny how I liked him 30 years ago. I felt bad for him. And now when I rewatch, I'm like, hello, Mr. Toxic. Someone else said, I also had to watch sexual harassment videos at work, and he plays the bad boss hitting on his female coworker. I was like, is that Ross? It was. I watched it for the first time as an adult and cannot stand him, but all my friends who watch when they are younger think he's great. Someone else wrote, it's crazy because I feel this way about Joey, and someone wrote, you're not wrong, what an idiot. I mean, the dude was an idiot. And also, he did not respect women. He's for sure 100% toxic. 500 Days with Summer's guy. So that actor has been interviewed, and he said how all these men come up and are like, wow, she was horrible, like, I really connected with your character. And he has said in interviews, he's like, my character in 500 Days of Summer is the villain. He projects what he wants the woman to be, and he doesn't actually listen or pay attention to who she is as an individual. If a man's just ignoring everything about you and painting this false image of you, he's toxic, hands down. Joe in You. I mean, obviously Joe is a serial killer. And it's kind of fascinating if you've ever looked at Penn Badgley's interviews, because he talks about how all these women online are like, Joe is such a heartthrob. And he's like, what? He's not a heartthrob. He's a serial killer. What are you doing? He is not your dream man. He's a nightmare. Andy from Parks and Rec, the epitome of weaponized incompetence. He might be a friend or someone that I find funny, but no way that I'd want to be in a relationship or work with him because yes, he is weaponized incompetence. You can sit down and explain things to him as many times as you want. He's not going to be helpful. Is your favorite good guy actually toxic? If you like this video, make sure to subscribe.